Here's my contact information. For anybody who doesn't already know me, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. As you mentioned, we're going to talk about NPM install gotcha as a quick tip for SharePoint library components. They're very, very cool. I'm not going to go in too deep on the library components themselves, just show you the quick tip. When you connect a web part to a library component and then you use the symlink and then you later install an NPM module, there's a little gotcha that you need to be aware of, and it'll affect your node modules and can maybe have you scratching your head for a little while. So hopefully we're going to save you some time, and I'll show you what's going to happen and how to fix it. So here's the context. I've created a library component. I've also created a web part that connects to the library component, and it's already been imported. You can see here, I've already created an instance of my library component here, and I'm console logging just the version method. So I'm executing the version method. Now, if you've already been familiar with library components, you know that you need to utilize the npm link command. And you see that down here in my node modules. It's already connected using a symlink to my JS library component. But let's say along the way, I need to go in and I need to install some other node modules. So we're going to go ahead and kick that off. I'm going to do npm install, and of course, of all things, we always want to go ahead and install PNP.js, right? So I'm going to start that install. Now keep an eye down here on the node modules and or over here in my code. You're going to notice that once it goes through the install, and hopefully it'll go fairly quick, should be a small install, what's going to happen is it's going to actually eliminate my symlink. It's going to remove it, and we should see some red squigglies occur here when it completes, and that means that it is essentially removed my symlink. And now if I were to try to do a gulp build or bundle or ship or serve, then it would fail, essentially telling us that my library component cannot be found, et cetera, et cetera. And so as soon as this finishes, we'll see this get updated. And I've got it sorted by date modified, so we can see the most recent change. And we're going to see PNP.js added in there, almost done. There we go. We can see the staging. And there we go. PNP is now there, which is great. But we notice over here, we've got some red squigglies and some errors. So no problem. Real quick fix simply is just that you need to reinstantiate the symlink. So you just do an npm link, the name of our library component. It will very rapidly reinstantiate. We see it's added back in, and now everything is fine. Now, just one quick note, if you have already added it, which I have not done yet, to your package JSON, it may throw an error when you try to install things saying it can't find your symlink. You could just simply go in and temporarily remove that. All of this is documented on the documentation for library components, but I wanted to show you guys just in case you were working with it. If you're not already paying attention to your node modules, then it could definitely trip you up. And you may not be aware that that change was made when you go and install a new NPM module or package. So as promised, real quick tip, but if you're starting to play with it and doing any installs, wanted to make sure everybody was aware. And that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, David.